Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I ask that today the Assembly adjourn in the loving memory of my father, Robert Linder. My dad got the chance to sit with us here on the floor just a year ago for our swearing in. He was a very humble man, always more concerned with making sure that my sister and I grew up right than changing the world. But he always inspired us to dream big, whether it was rock star dreams when he bought me my first drum set when I was 9 years old, or talking politics over beers at his house in San Felipe. He was born in Mexico City just days before an almost 8.0 earthquake, so I guess in a way he was born to rock. But his dream was to retire at the age of 50 to his beach home in San Felipe, Mexico, and he did just that. During my childhood, my dad enjoyed embarrassing me in front of the people who now vote for me in my hometown of Norco. He was a very successful businessman. He spent his entire career in the title insurance industry, where nobody was just a client. They were his friends, and he had many. I never heard him speak ill of anyone, even behind their back. He was always gave people the benefits of the doubt. I remember a particular weekend in San Felipe. We didn't bring the Sea-Doo because we weren't expecting cooperative weather, but when we got there, the conditions were perfect for sea-dooing. I'll never forget that he drove all the way back to Norco, which is an over 6-hour drive, just to pick up the jet ski, and then drove back another 6 hours, all in one day, just so us kids could have some fun. My dad was my hero. He loved collecting rocks or gardening, brewing his own beer, or fixing stuff around the house, but most of all, he loved music. Music was our shared passion. He introduced me to good music like the Beatles and the Doors and stuff, but he also brought good music into my life like Frank Zappa, Mahavishnu Orchestra, or King Crimson. We listened to great drum solos together. I'd introduce him to newer drummers like Tim Alexander of Primus or Carter Buford of the Dave Matthews Band, and he would find a solo from Ainsley Dunbar or Billy Cobham to show me. Never forget, on my dad's last day on earth, he really couldn't communicate. He really had no way of letting us know that if he was there or not. And my nephew Brody and I were sitting in his room, both on either side of him, me playing what I can on the guitar, and my nephew Brody playing some really, really nice tunes. He's an incredible guitar player. I'll never forget looking over at my dad. He had his eyes closed, but he was in peace. The music kind of flowed all around him and within him. And I remember seeing him just nod his head just ever so slightly with the beat. So we just kept on playing. So thank you, Mr. Speaker and members, for allowing me to adjourn today's session in memory of my father.